Good morning, this is Betty, Fancy Grandma. I'm going to make another video this morning. If you like my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and you'll be subscribed or notified every time I make a new one. And hit the like and the comments, let me know if you like them. Anyway, if you watched my video yesterday, you know we had a lot of fun with them tracks in the snow. We still don't know what made them. But anyway, it was my last video, but we're making something today. This is called bubbles. My kids used to love them when they were little. We made them on Saturday morning. That was our special treat. But anyway, I'm going to make them with low carb. It's not going to be like we made them when I was at home or the kids was here. It's going to be low carb. But anyway, I'll show you how you can make them if you don't want them low carb, just normal. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do. I've got a pan of oil on here heating. And now if I wasn't going to make them low carb, I'd be using flour. This is Pillsbury flour. I'd be using flour, but I'm going to tell you how to make them without flour. I'm making with almond flour and arrowroot. Anyways, what I'm going to do, now if I use flour, I would use 1/2 cup of flour. But since I'm not using this, I'm going to use 1/2, well, what is this? I think it's a fourth. Yeah, 1/4 cup of arrowroot. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of almond flour. I've never made them with almond flour, so I don't know how they're going to taste. But this is for the low carb version. I'm making very few of them because I don't want very many of them. And since we don't have any gluten in our flour, we're going to have a binder, so I'm using xanthan gum. You can use gar gum too, but I'm using about 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. And I'm going to put a little bit of erythritol in for just a little bit of sweetener. I'm going to put about if you use sugar, use about the same much, but I'm going to put some erythritol in there. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, we're going to stir that up a little bit. I'm just making a tiny, tiny batch for me. But my kids love these, and every Saturday we try to make them for me. And with 1 egg, and 1/8 of a cup of milk. I'm using 1/2 and 1/2 because I don't have no milk. Anyway, we're going to stir that up good. If we need a little more milk, we'll add a little more. 1/8 might be kind of big for the little small batch, but I think it'll work. Okay, that's what it's going to look like, just a thin batter. What we're going to do, anytime you're using anything to dip, you always dip your spoon in the hot grease first before you dip it in your batter. We're going to just dump her in there. This is going to make our bubbles. But they love these. We got the recipe out of an old book somewhere. I don't know where the book went. But the kids even made these for us sometimes. We'd make them and bring them to us and serve us in bed. So anyway, this is what we always made on Saturday for the kids. Bubbles. Just going to dip that in there. Take this spoon out. Like I said, I'm making a small batch of them. This oil has been used before. I fried chicken in it yesterday, chicken strips. So anyway, I keep my oil and reuse it. I might stir them around a little bit. So we're just going to let them brown really good. Then when you get through, when you take them out, sprinkle powdered sugar on them, and you can also eat them with syrup. The kids liked it with syrup on them. But I'm not eating no carbs, so I'm not eating no syrup on mine this morning. I'll probably sprinkle some of this. Ooh, I made a mess on my cabinet. Ooh, look what the mess I made. Goodness gracious. There. Anyway, I'm just going to sprinkle erythritol on mine. But like I said, if you want to make them without the low carb, you use flour, one half cup of flour, and use just regular sugar. I'm using erythritol, and you won't be using the Xanagum if you're using it with flour, because like I said, this is a binder to bind the almond flour and the stuff together. So that's what it's for. But anyway, this is going to be what it looks like when I get through. A teeny bit more here I need to put in there. I'm going to take some, I'm going to use erythritol on mine, but if you don't want low carb, you can just use your powdered sugar on them. Just sprinkle it with powdered sugar. But I'm using erythritol on mine because I want the low carb. Anyway, that's what they're going to look like. They're good, but they're better with flour, but these are low carb, so I'm eating them. Very delicious. Anyway, you can pour syrup over them if you want syrup on it, or just eat them like that. But you have a very blessed day, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Bye.